you have will be down to lines of their education.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with he and I, education is important. It's number one. We need to focus on that. Whereas with her, it's just she has this very lackadaisical attitude about it. And so I think that's one of the biggest challenges that we have because we can't figure out how to get everybody on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, we invested time and money into having them take private tutorials every week, at least one day a week. And it seems like every time when we have them, as soon as we take 2 steps forward, we're taking 5 back.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like starting all over again. And I think that's what's one of the biggest challenges that we can't change her,
Mm-hmm.
but it's, that's one of the biggest challenges that we face.
Okay. Okay, so something you just said stood out to me, and I think it's a very good thing to think about. And it would help you to refocus your thoughts in regards to that. You said you guys have invested time, money, energy into having them take tutorials. You said, but we can't change her. Very, very true. Now, you could possibly do all the things you guys have done, and it sounds like you are doing your fair share to get the children into wherever they need to be academically in regards to education. But if she is not, and let's say that she won't, then what are your thoughts about that? If she will never do that, what are your thoughts? What do you think in your inner thoughts when no one is listening? It's just you thinking. Be honest, as candid as you could be. What are your thoughts there?
That they are doomed.
Uh-huh.
I think that they're being set up for failure.
And how does that make you feel?
Annoyed, frustrated,
Mm-hmm.
and just completely pissed off
Mm-hmm.
because they have the ability to be great if they're provided the proper tools and the proper encouragement. But if we can only get that from 2 out of the 3 parents involved in this situation, it's not gonna, they're doomed.
Okay. Okay. So we're gonna come back there. We're gonna remember that this is a thought. Okay. This is a thought you have. They're doomed because she will not do whatever, and you guys can only do so much the time when you have them. How often are they with you, by the way?
2 weeks out of the month.
Okay. So you have half and half.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I want to ask you something. This is called a miracle question. Okay. Let's say you go to bed tonight. You wake up the next day and the world is exactly as it should be. Okay? Everything in life is exactly the way a miracle has occurred.
Mm-hmm.
It is exactly the way Kensha would have it to be. What does this situation look like now? Now that this miracle has happened.
This situation changes drastically. I think we are all getting along. We are all talking about other things other than the kids. It's a very peaceful environment, and we are all on the same page and have the same goals and mindset when it comes to them. Essentially, it's a more cohesive unit because we're all agreeing and all working and doing our best to make sure that they are successful.
Okay. Okay. So, big differences here. Okay. We're cohesive. We are now a integrated unit. It's not her parenting over here, our parenting over here, and sometimes they kind of interact. We are cohesively doing this together, almost like a well-working machine.
Right.
Okay. We are now, because of this miracle, we are now getting along and talking about things other than just the children. And we are on the same page. Everybody gets along. Okay. So I want to share something else with you. I want you to think about something. If you had an equation in math, this is called A plus B plus C. I'm sorry, A plus B equals C is what it's called. Okay? You have an equation in math. Let's say 5 plus 2 equals 7. Okay? Now let's say you and your fiance are A. Okay? She is B. C is the outcome we want in regards to the children. Now, if C is always going to be 10, we want the kids at 10. We want them on the highest end they can be. She might give you a -2. She might give you a 3. case, she might give you a 6. But for the most part, let's say she gives you a 1.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean for you? Because the goal is still 10. So what does that mean for you?
That means that we have to continue to do what we have to do to make sure that they are at 10. So if that means to continue to give and put forth more effort, then that's what we'll have to do.
Because ultimately, the 10 is what you want.
Right.
Okay. So now that we know that, and 10 doesn't change, we still need a 10 over here.
Mm-hmm.
What can we do to change the way we feel about having to increase or decrease our number based on whatever B is?
Continue to pray.
We continue to pray. We continue to pray. And then what I think we should do also, I would like you to practice something called self-talk. Okay? It does not mean you are having a dialogue with yourself. That's not what I'm asking you to do. But it is a way of refocusing and rethinking of your thoughts when they come.
Mm-hmm.
Because in a situation like this, it is not uncommon for you to have negative thoughts or negative feelings at the fact that you are always giving me a 2.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to be a 5.
Mm-hmm.
So that's okay for you to have those thoughts. But a lot of times our thoughts kind of cloud the way we see situations. And we want a 10. And we want to be happy about the 10. Okay? So when our thoughts are off, sometimes we're seeing the world kind of like this. I can see you, but our view is kind of, slighted based on the scope we're looking through, okay? So, let's say the children have tutorials. It's her week to take them. She does it. You pay the money. Kids still need the help. She says, oh, I'm sorry, I have to go to a party. I can't take them. Now, your attitude could be, I'm angry, I'm mad, I'm upset, because this is her obligation. She should be doing her part. But we have to keep in mind that we still want a 10. They need that tutorial to get a 10. So instead of saying that, what you can say is, okay, Kenzie, I'm not going to get upset. This is for my baby. I know what they need. I'm going to do what needs to be done. And I'm going to be grateful or proud that they at least have me. It's just replacing negative thoughts with a bright side. Okay? Finding a silver lining, okay? Let me give you another scenario, and I want to know. First of all, I want the initial thought, and then I want us to talk about the thought we refocus. Okay? All right? It is a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
The baby has, are they in extracurricular activities?
Yes.
Okay. So let's say one of them has practice. It's not your turn to take them. You've been at work all day. You're tired. You're exhausted. They need to be picked up though, and she's unavailable. Her time. What's your thought? Initial thought. Honest thought.
Pissed.
First thought. You're pissed. Okay. So tell me, what does pissed look like?
Pissed is anger.
You're angry.
Pissed is, again, frustration. Because at what point do you? I feel as though a parent should make their schedule around their kids, not schedule the kids around what they have to do.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know that your children need to be picked up, you need to do whatever it is in your power to make sure they get picked up.
Okay.
If it's not outside of emergency, something unexpected, that that happens. But when that's not the case, then it should be no issues where you can pick up your kids. But
so put it in a sentence. You get the call. Oh, girl, I'm sorry. I can't go get them. I got to do blah, blah, blah. Okay, you hang up the phone. Put it in one sentence. What's the sentence you have in your head about that? Be honest, candid as you can be.
Stupid bitch.
There you go. There you go. So instead of it being that, all right, yeah, that's a natural thought, Okay. So instead of saying that, what could we say instead of that? Okay, because remember, she's B. Mm-hmm. Just like you said, you called her B. So she's B. We can't do anything about that. But we still need a 10. So what could we say? Instead of, that thought is going to keep us angry.
Right.
Okay, so how could we refocus that?
Okay, Kinsey. Not going to get upset. She's not a stupid bitch. She's just someone who has issues right now. I'm going to go ahead and pick up my baby.
There you go. That's pretty good. Look how well you did with that first time. See? So it's not that it cannot be done. And don't get me wrong, there are going to be challenges along the way.
Mm-hmm.
But what I would like you to do is, as they come up, I would like you to keep, like, maybe at the end of the day, like, writing out anything. You know, just a little, this happened today, my thought was this. When she did this, I thought, this is what I thought. And then, but I decided, whatever, and then write the second thought. And then I want us to be able to talk about those. Are you comfortable with journaling?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Another thing that I would also like to talk to you about is, I know you said you have forgiven her, but you also mentioned that there are a few things in there that still quite are a little touchy for you.
Mm-hmm.
Has she ever apologized?
No.
No. Okay. So sometimes we have to get closure, even when a person is not willing to ask for it, acknowledge remorse. That doesn't mean we don't still need to do the work to forgive them, because it is inside here. Because you walk around carrying the hurt, the anger, the frustration, and meanwhile, I've never met her, but I'm willing to bet she's not really hung up on this whole court thing that you shared with me. Okay? All right. So this is called an empty chair technique. Okay? The way it works is, I'm going to get up. When I do, I want you to imagine that she is sitting here.
Okay.
Okay? I want you to share with her your feelings, how you felt during that time, and then I want you to say, if you do, I forgive you, and what you want going forward. It's just a role-playing exercise to help you get your emotion out. Okay? All right. So, empty chair, you're going to share. That's her. What's her name?
Maya.
Okay, Maya. Maya's here.
I felt that what you did was very hurtful. It was classless, unnecessary. You not only hurt people that I love, or a person that I love, but you hurt your kids who who you obviously love. I felt as though you were making a situation or taking something that had nothing to do with the reason why you want support, if you were taking out your personal feelings, and you knew that the only way to get to him would be to go through his kids. At the end of the day, while I feel as though what you did was very, very wrong, I forgive you. Moving forward, I would hope that we could continue to stay on this path that we have found, into being one day becoming friends, being the blended family that we are, and accepting our roles within this family. And just hope that we can, find some sort of peace and compromise within our relationship.
Okay. All right. So what did that feel like?
Oh, okay. I think my initial hang up is still the fact that it's never been an apology. And I think that's maybe one of the biggest things that I'm holding on to.
She might not be remorseful.
No, this is.
Yeah. And sometimes when people do things to us, again, when we talk about our thoughts, we could think that she is conniving, she's vindictive, she is all these terrible things, and she might be. I don't know her, so it's possible. There are people in the world like that. But sometimes you have to just think that it's possible that she is operating to the highest level of where she is. Any person who would do what you say has happened. I mean, something is clearly deficient. right? Now,